You guys will be glad to know my golf shoes look like new again. Did you
took
see
the
how
time to
muddy
clean
they
them?
were? Huh?
You took the time to clean them?
Well, what was that last par three, like number 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't quite clear the gunch, so my ball was sitting up in the mud, so I kind of waded in there and hit it out. My shoes were just gross.
You're far more committed to it than I was at that point. All right.
Hey guys, my internet's so fucked up. I can only get about 2 words.
We can hear you now.
Turn off the Wi-Fi on your phone. All right. I'm going to get started and then Chuck can jump in. Hey, welcome back to the St. Fidges podcast. This is Sean and Perry Maxwell, the father of Oklahoma golf. This week, his product was being put on display not only once, but twice. First, with a lesser-known tourney, the PGA Championship. You might have heard of it at Southern Hills, but that's not the most important one. The more important one was one at Buffalo Rock and Cushing was in danger of setting a new course record as the SMGL went into play. We had high hopes and dreams of grandeur, but as in all great stories, it's not the epic rise that makes you care, it's the crash and burn. You just wonder if they can come back from it. Well, we have a story, but let's first meet the players. We got Joe.
Hey, everyone.
we got Chuck in and out. He's having internet problems. His DSL's down. His AOL. He's got his AOL dial-up.
Chuck spit the bit. He will not be with us.
All right, he's out. Well, we'll just hit it. If somebody wants to jump in, they can jump in later.
It'll be the express episode.
It will be. Because that's what I was kind of thinking about is we're going to talk about the wider world of golf, but Johnson got all upset, all hurt, got butthurt about the fact that we didn't do the podcast in the fall season. My thought is I might end up doing it, but just doing like an express 30 minutes every other week or something like that. And he's got to be on it. If he's going to be the one to bitch, he's got to be on it.
There you go. This will be the beta version of that.
Yeah, this will be kind of the start out. You can jump on every once in a while. We'll rotate people and make him be one. Okay, PGA Championship. You going, you skipping it? Are you excited or are you completely over it by this point?
I went for 2 hours today. I'm about done. I will go back on and off. It's hard to watch a practice round, but in one way, it's really interesting to see the shots that they try, and they're trying to pick landing spots to where they think pins are going to be and things like that. But I spent most of my time today at the putting green and the practice range.
Yeah, it kind of the same thing. I was working the number 5 hole today, and the great thing about it when I was on the tee box is I could watch them as they worked around the 4 green and saw what they did. Saw several guys putt balls to where they thought holes would be and put them right off of the green because there's that false front on the side of it. So I thought that was interesting, the way they worked, the way they kind of interacted. They all had everybody had at least them, their caddy, and one other person with them. Very rarely did I just see 2 people.
Bit of an entourage.
Yeah. Now you talk about the driving range. I did go up there kind of late in the day, and I saw our buddy Matt Wolf. Matthew Wolf was up there, and I walk up there, kind of took a little break because kind of slowed down at the end of the day, and I was stationed right there next to it, and I see him pounding drivers. So I said, okay, he's very distinct. You can see his swing from anywhere. So I go back 45 minutes later. I shit you not. I'm walking back past there. He is still pounding drivers.
Wow.
And as you know, if you want to practice, what do? You go to the range and just pound drivers for an hour.
Was George Gankus there with him?
Somebody needed to be. He had like 3 guys sitting there he was chit-chatting with. And I mean, he's hitting them a mile, but they are spraying all over that driving range.
Those guys are going, okay, now take all your change and put it in your left pocket.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he's sitting there pounding it and you can hear it because it sounds like a cannon going off. Well, I walk down a little bit and there's the Sirius XM booth. And it's facing the driving range, like where the guys are hitting at them, basically. And I asked the guy, I go, man, who decided to put this here? He goes, yeah, these guys are pretty good, so you don't have to worry about it too much. I go, really? He goes, yeah. But he was telling me about, last, I can't remember which tournament it was. He's like Kiowa or something. They're sitting there and they had like a big scoreboard and somebody just drilled one right in the middle of it. Sounded like a cannon going off.
I was watching those guys on the range, and my one thought was, I don't think we're doing this right when we play. I mean, those guys had such perfect balance, and they weren't over swinging, trying to kill anything. I was like, yeah, we're definitely not playing this game the correct way.
No, well, and this is something that kind of caught my eyes because I'm sitting there watching these guys and they're driving right down the five is that 645 yard par 5. It's got 2 traps and I saw guys one after the other just pound it right down through the little gap between them, never had a problem. And I mean, this just over and over again, it got me thinking about it. I watch a lot of golf, and when the tournament's ongoing, those guys are not that accurate. And it really got me thinking, okay, how much, is that the amount of difference in the pressure?
Might be. Five's that one too, that talk about how they've taken the bowl shape out of the greens. Like anything on that right side of 5 will almost go right down in the creek.
Oh yeah. I saw HV3, Harold Varner the third. I saw him hit his second shot straight into the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all of them are going for it in 2, and it hits that side and it just rolls off.
Yeah. Hey, we've got a special guest with us tonight.
Oh, long-time listener, first-time callers. It's Commissioner Chuck.
Can you hear us?
He's muted right now.
You're muted, Chuck.
I guess I just needed to reset my Wi-Fi.
Outstanding. There you go.
You're coming in crystal clear now.
Yeah, I had a meeting last night with a bunch of fraternity boys, and I was chewing their ass because their Wi-Fi connection sucked so bad. I guess as it turns out, it was mine.
Well, go ahead and raise the house bill anyway.
There you go. All right. So what's been widely publicized on the internet and everywhere else, everybody's throwing a big fit, beer prices. And what is your thought about that? And secondly, I had a conversation with the 2 girls from our church who are working at the taking the money, the registers. And they're even like, this guy came through here and just spent $78 on beer and got like 4 beers. She's like, where does all this money go? And I'm like, well, I think there's a charity.
He really bought 8 regular beers because they're 24-ounce beers. So you spend $9 on a 12-ounce beer, you're going to bitch a little, but not throw a real fit, I think.
Right.
So.
Because it's under $10.
Yeah. So you're basically getting 2 beers for $9 a beer.
And if they stopped at Come and Go or QT and bought those same beers, they're paying $2.25, and that's full retail.
Yeah. I did the math on this, and everyone's been bitching about $4 a gallon gas. And this is the real number. A gallon of Michelob Ultra at Southern Hills this week, $96 a gallon.
Well, have you ever done the number on a gallon of water out of a bottle?
Oh, that's probably a lot more than gas. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not more than gas, but it's probably more than Michelob's.
So, but here's the question: are you still going to buy a beer there?
Yes.
Well, I'm not.
But I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to tip those little bastards.
Fuck no.
You do the cardless deal and it comes up and it says tip, and it's like in the very fine print that's like 0. It's like, dude, we had like a 15-second transaction together and you provided absolutely no service whatsoever to me. I'm not giving you a tip. But I think the tips are for don't the groups that are volunteering, like they're, whatever it is,
Well,
school class or whatever gets to keep it.
I don't know.
You know what? Budweiser needs to donate 10% of their proceeds to all those charity groups.
Yeah. Well, and hey, why did they have?
Well, I'm not. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna buy any beer, but my good friend Sagan may be buying some beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just going to get really drunk before I go in.
yeah. Then I find out that the members are getting $6 beers.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
think 24.
it ought to be polar opposite.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was a member there and had given up my golf course for that long and not been able to play it, I would be pissed I had to pay anything for any beer.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be on the house.
And my thought is those guys probably are like, you mean this isn't what you normally pay for a can of beer?
Yeah. I'm not sure what the market is. Is this high or is this reasonable? I don't know.
This is it? It's only, I thought you wanted real money.
More than
$20 for beer?
Pay for a beer last time we bought one.
Oh. All right. So who is the player you want to watch? That if you go out there, you're going to try to find him and watch. And I'll couple this with another one. Who do you think has the biggest chance of making like a complete train hole wreck out there?
That's a tough question. I mean, I'm not like lining up to see anybody right now, really, I don't know. I mean, Scheffler's kind of interesting just because he's been on a heater.
Yeah.
Who knows what Spieth might do?
I'll be looking for Spieth and Hovland.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw Hovland and Ricky come through today. So that was kind of exciting. But, once again, you see him swing the club real quick and it's like, all right.
Yeah. I'd like to watch Rahm play a little bit in person, I think.
Yeah. I saw Finau. Tony he is funny because he is really tall and he just kind of lopes around.
Okay, so the new fashion trend I'm picking up on is everybody's wearing the high socks again now.
Dude, what is up with that? I thought it was just Lee Westwood that did that, and then I see a bunch of other guys doing it.
Well, I thought the same thing. I'm like, Westwood, did they lose your luggage and you buy those socks at Target last night? I mean, because he just had the dad, white crew socks on. If he would have been sporting some New Balance tennis shoes, you would have thought he had just mowed his yard.
Yeah.
Or was at the mall taking a walk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was power walking. I can't remember whose group he was in. I was thinking it was the Live Golf crew.
I just saw him on the range.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him. He played through.
Did you go out today, Joe?
For a couple hours in the morning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'll be excited to, clearly I want to see Homa play. I like guys like Joel Damon. I feel like those are the guys that are really personable and exciting, kind of nice guys you want to root for.
Yeah.
Well, and Daly will be out there. Did Dahman make it in? I thought I saw he was like the next alternate up.
And he made it in.
He got in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kisner, I'd like to follow him around a little bit, I think.
Yeah. That'd be good.
And I'm going to that deal that it's the Don Thornton Auto Group is sponsoring that thing that my guy at work got me tickets for. So Kisner's going to be there tomorrow night.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Two least favorite things I heard on the course today. Okay. First, I see it, and I ran into one of the first groups I got in was it was Phenom and Kokrak and Answer. And of course, Answer hits the ball, starts walking, and somebody yells a good old boomer. And I'm like, come on, we don't need to hear that 1,000 times this weekend. And he kind of waved and everything like that. That was one thing, but okay, hey, I get it. Later on, he's over there and he's signing something for somebody, for a kid, and some other kid yells, "Go Pokes!" And he's like, "Come on!" I mean, he just kind of said he joked around about it, but I'm like, come on, that's just an ass move,
Agreed.
It's not Bedlam. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we should be happy with any guy that's on the PGA Tour that's played in Oklahoma, that's representing somebody in Oklahoma playing on the tour.
Yeah, just hope a Longhorn doesn't win it.
Yeah. I forget there's quite a few of those on there. Scheffler.
Spieth.
Yeah.
I don't know any others.
Yeah. I mean, once you get past those, nobody cares. But all right. So what's your favorite hole on Southern Hills?
Favorite hole on Southern Hills. I like both 9 and 18.
Yeah.
The one I would like to watch, I think, where I think some train holes are coming down the tracks, is going to be number 10.
Oh yes. I saw Roy put one in the water.
Yeah. It's like trying to land the ball on the bottom of a bowl, an upside down bowl.
See, and that hole that when I played it a couple of years ago, that hole kicked my ass, but I liked it. It was a fun hole.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And I think the changes they've made to 18, I think 18 is gonna be interesting because it big slope down and then it goes right into, they've expanded that creek.
Yeah.
And I always like those big, because it's a way uphill to that green and it's real easy to spin it off the front off it. All right. The only other counter news that kind of came out this week was going to touch on real quick. Don't know if you care, the Live Golf. They sent out the denial letters to everybody. And I've heard a lot of banter back and forth about this, both sides and everything. I personally think it was probably the right move by the PGA. And did you see the interviews that Will Zalatoris did?
I didn't see his.
Yeah, I did see his.
They definitely gave some talking points. Chuck, go ahead and tell us what he said.
Oh, he basically just said, "Hey, there's nobody holding you back. You want to go play, beat it."
And I think that's the right. I don't know if I'm looking for a lifetime ban if somebody plays one of their events, but I do think, hey, if you want to give up your card and go play over there, more power to you. Then come back and try to earn it again.
It is funny, people exerting their freedom as Americans to go play for the Saudis.
Yeah. Boy, there was something on Twitter or Instagram today, and I forget who it was, but I forget who he was. His older player, and he said, I used to have a lot of respect for Norman. Now I just think he's a big piece of shit, and just went through a paragraph and railed on him. And then at the end it said GF wide dark. And the guy signed his name. I forget who it was.
Did you see where Nicholas said they offered him $100 million to be the face of it?
Really? I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
These American players are going to be like, well, it was okay until I let my wife drive the courtesy car and they cut her hand off.
Yeah.
She won't let me play over there anymore.
Yeah. Well, and I even saw that, like, it makes a lot of sense. Ricky did a little interview on it. And he goes, well, it's interesting to think about. I'm like, well, yeah, because you can't hold it together for 18 holes. He can play 16 really good holes.
He's got his eye on that guaranteed 120 grand every week.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Wayne Grady who blasted him.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll be interested. I want to see it, but I think that, you know, you see the players that are going to go over there. I think you're going to see the Sergios, Kokrak, and a few other ones. And the truth is I don't know that I really care that those guys go or not.
It's kind of like the NIL in college football, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like transfer portal and a lot of similarities, it seems like.
You know a train wreck's coming. You're just waiting for it. Like, I'm still waiting for the NIL thing to happen in college where they just say, well, you know what? Here at OU, we no longer have any football scholarships. So therefore, the title, we don't have to give any, female scholarships of equal number because we don't have any. We just do name and likeness with all our kids.
Yeah.
There's a donor at OSU who's on an NIL committee. And I don't know if he's on the Big 12 NIL committee or the national one, but he's a pretty big donor to the football program. And he said, fuck that. He said OSU can't sustain against Alabama and those schools. So I'm not even going to give him money to him. He goes, I'll make sure we have the best softball and baseball teams in the nation, but we can't afford football.
Yeah.
Which I thought, well, that's interesting.
Well, I wonder what they're going to do too. All these kids think they're going to go get 200 grand, and then the NCAA reels this thing back in, and they've committed, and the check doesn't show up in the mail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or how about, okay, here's your $300,000 NIL deal. Oh, and by the way, here's your invoice for your tuition.
Yeah.
This is due by August 15th. Make sure you're not late.
Yeah.
You won't be able to play the first week.
Yeah, I'm 100% on that. I know.
And by the way, here's your $150,000 tax bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You mean this just isn't cash like my parents give me?
But sweet fucking Raptor, dude.
Yeah.
What are those 36-inch tires on that thing? That's awesome.
Well, wait till you have to replace those fuckers.
Yeah.
All the previous athletes are like, you mean now I got to declare all this stuff as like taxable income? I used to just get this for free. Just shut up my house. All right, real quick, we're going to do our unsanctioned ad of the week. And this week we are highlighting High Noon Sun Sips. Our hard seltzers made with real vodka, real juice, sparkling water, only 100 calories, no sugar added, gluten-free, vegan. I don't know that's really vegan. It says, try all our sun-soaked flavors, now available in the variety pack. Joe, you are a huge fan of the High Noons?
Having one right now.
Oh, what's the flavor of choice?
I'll either go pineapple, lime, cherry, or watermelon.
Oh.
I don't do grapefruit, mango. What's the other one that looked horrible? Lemon.
There's a black cherry.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Okay.
And I did see Andrew Yaden, our other sponsor. We can do a combo post.
Oh, there we go.
He said he was sitting in his backyard crushing Nooners all weekend. I'm assuming that's what he meant, but I'm not exactly sure. So crushing Nooners, that may be my new motto.
That's it. Well,
It's like I told Schultz yesterday. I only came here to drink pineapple high noons and climb leaderboards. And I just finished my last pineapple high noon.
Oh no, hey, I hadn't really tried them. I tried them last week or so. Stepped out on Liz because I'm not a big seltzer guy, but I gotta say, delightful.
But in hot weather, they're really pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. Is I mean, I think in talking with you did drinking beer in hot weather seems like a great idea until you're bloated as can be and you feel like you're about to just explode.
Hey, these things are 95% water.
Hey,
I mean, how
sparkling
hydrating
water.
is that?
Real juice, 100 calories. I know you're watching your figure. Gluten-free. I didn't know there was a lot of gluten in drinks anyway.
They somehow like multiply the effects of the thyroid medicine.
Once again, I mean, but these do not have electrolytes. That's the one downside that the clubbies have. They needed a clubby station at the PGA.
That's true. They do have one, or they need one.
They need one.
Oh yeah.
I did see they had like some. One guy was carrying around. It looked like a high noon type thing. Had like the PGA logo all on it. It looked fancy.
I had one of those clubby missiles yesterday. I brought one of those for the electrolytes only, but those are really pretty good.
There you go. So
They've kind of dialed in their recipe over there at Clubby, I think.
They're not lavender. Are you sure?
Yeah, it was not lavender. Was that Milburn that said
it was Milburn. He's like, yeah, they got these nice lavender ones. I'm pretty sure those are lavenders on the front. I'm like, okay.
Big guy, those are great. He did buy them at the Reesers at 41st in Peoria, so they may have repackaged them as lavender for that crowd.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, is anybody going to Faraday Wednesday night?
It's Thursday. Schultz and I are going to go.
Oh, there you go.
I thought it was Wednesday.
Pretty sure it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I better check. Yeah, I threw it out there on the site, and Kerry said Glenn had given him his tickets, and then Kerry couldn't go, and Schultz had said he wanted to go. So Glenn actually ended up giving us his tickets yesterday, which was mighty nice of him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you're right. It is Thursday. Huh. I was planning on going on Wednesday.
Oh,
all right.
You would have been by yourself.
I know.
Well, they're also another thing is Alan Shipnuck.
Oh yeah, he's going to do that book signing.
Yeah, at La Fortune. I don't remember what day that is.
See the one that did the Mickelson book?
Yeah, the Phil book.
I think maybe it's Wednesday. I think the book actually comes out Wednesday. I'm not entirely sure, but
yeah. He did an interview with Solly from No Laying Up, and really interesting, just stuff he talks about it. One of the points he made is that there are dozens of books with Tiger, right? That people have written. They're all non-authorized. There are no books out there about Phil.
Oh, really?
The number two golfer in that era, hasn't been a book about him.
Don't you think it's kind of a douchebag move for him to be having it released on the day that Mickelson's supposed to be starting his defense of his title? Seems like a douchebag move.
Yeah.
The way it started out, they said that was supposed to be,
his big coming out.
Yeah, I mean that was supposed to be a big publicity opportunity for him.
Yeah, because they'd already set up the book signing it, because he talks about it. They'd already set up the date it was going to be released, and he's been writing it all the way up, and he's got a deadline to turn it in like November or December. So he's about done with it, and he had, through that whole time, had called Phil and talked to him multiple times said, hey, I'd like to do an interview. I'd like to interview you for this book. And Phil just kept denying him. And then randomly, Phil calls him up and just gets diarrhea of the mouth. And he said it pretty much just changed the end of the book. So it's an interesting interview if you ever want to listen to it. It's the No Laying Up. It's last week's, I think. It's worth a listen, and I think it'd be interesting to go hear him talk too. Really, really good, smart guy. I mean, he really does genuinely care and wanted to do a book about Phil that, you know, told about the good and the bad in his life and how the ups and the downs. But one of the big things he pushes is that Phil is the kind of guy that he's got to have some juice in the game. Yeah, like and it's not even about the money. It's more about the competition part of it. He says that there were times that he would get like a $500,000, you know, talking appearance fee to go talk to something for Schwab or something like that. And he would turn it down saying he wanted to spend time with his family. And then later on that day, somebody would call him and said, "Hey, there's a guy up here at the country club that wants to play for 10 grand." And Phil would jump in the plane and fly there. You know, because the competition, the juice was worth more than the money that he was getting. He's probably losing money on the fact that he even got in the plane.
It's kind of the same thing Tiger got, you know, wrapped up in, probably at just a different expression of it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody's got to chase their demons.
Yeah.
You may be right, Joe. I think that's probably the same thing they were tied up in.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get this thing going. Let's kick it off. We played golf at Buffalo Rock in Cushing. I'm gonna do a little refresher of the course real quick in case you don't remember it from last year when I talked about it and we had the monsoon that came through. This was a beautiful, sunny, and 85, 90 degree day. Nice and warm, heated things, but it is designed by renowned architect Perry Maxwell in 1921 as the Cushing Country Club. It was a 9-hole course. It was later 9 holes were added by LeBron Harris Sr., and it turned into the Buffalo Rock Golf and Event Center and is one of Oklahoma's most historic golf courses, built during golf's golden age of architecture. Buffalo Rock is a timeless layout that wanders through some of Oklahoma's most stunning prairie landscapes. I mean, I think it's a good course. I don't know that I would say they were stunning prairie landscapes, but definitely West Texas. Not West Texas, Western Oklahoma. You got some red dirt out there.
Yeah, and you can't see the tank farms in Cushing from there. So
yeah, that's a bonus.
I mean, it does make you feel like you're out in the country, even though you're pretty close to town.
They redid it, regrassed with the dominant extreme bent grass in 2015, and it's got some fine. I think they're good putting surfaces. I thought it putted well. I mean, overall, look, it's not a goat track, but it's definitely the grass on the ground is the grass that grows. You know.
Yeah,
the fairways weren't bad. The fairways weren't all that bad. The roughs sucked.
Yeah.
They were a little barren.
They do good with what they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Doesn't have a ton of money to pour into it. It's by far the best greens we've putted on this year.
Oh, yeah. I like the greens. And you can definitely tell a difference between the front and the back greens. Like the front was actually, I thought had a lot less break in them, and the back had a lot more. Like I find I was overreading the front greens a lot.
Yeah.
And that could be 100% because I don't know how to do the point and click system.
I don't even think that's what it's called.
No. But until I actually know what it is, I'm going to call it the point and click system.
Okay.
So we played it at 5,900 yards, par 70. And that is all the actual notes I have on the course. And that's where I stopped doing my homework. So now, gentlemen, let's hear about what happened. It's time to hear about what happened. Let's see. Did we have any train holes or glory holes?
I had what could have been a train hole on the first hole.
Oh,
I hit a freaking 4 hybrid off the tee, and you guys balls all did it too, but just hit and took off. And I rolled what probably should have been, 6 inches into the water hazard down there and couldn't find my ball.
yeah.
So I thought, well, thanks for playing this week, but
I had two of those that, should have been able to find the ball, completely could not. I think I was more upset about losing 2 golf balls than the strokes I had to take to drop.
my best hole and my worst hole were the same hole.
Oh, really?
On number 16, that par 3. I missed clearing the gunch by about 2 feet, and my ball was sitting up in the primordial ooze of the edge of the pond. And like if you thought real light thoughts, you could almost stand on it. But then you realize, oh shit, I'm standing, I should be sunk up to my ankles. And of course, I sunk up to my ankles, hit the ball out over the green, hit it on the green, ended up missing the putt and got a 5. I'd hit a provisional right up by the green. I probably might have made a better score if I would have played the provisional.
But you're too committed.
Yeah. That was foul smelling stuff right there.
I was in the same gunch, but not able to hit out, Joe. And I ended up putting in the trap, and it took me 3 or 4 strokes to get out of the trap. And I don't know if I 1-putted or 2-putted. It was a disaster. I ended up with an 8.
Yeah. See, and I started the day really strong. I felt really good about it. Parred the first 2 holes. The third hole missed a fairly easy putt. So right there, going onto that par 3, 4, a long par 4, 176 yards. I pulled a little bit short left, and I walked over there with the wrong club, the 60 degree, as opposed to like a little pitching wedge to pop it up there. And I completely went back. I hobbied that thing twice.
Oh,
Bladed it over and back. And you'd think I would have learned my lesson. Then when I got to the next par 3, and at this point, I'd already put 3 6s on the card in a row. So my round is done. I'm completely lost. I hit a really good shot, but it goes a little long left, and it's back there by those rocks. This is the par 3 that's in the corner.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Once again, yeah. This one, blade of 60 degrees, goes in the trap. Hit it out of the trap. It goes, bladed it again because I caught it thin. I didn't blade it. I caught it thin on that sand because it was kind of compact. It shoots off in the back, and I think, oh, my God, this thing's over the road. It is missling out there. There's this industrial pipe they've built a fence out of. It clangs off that, shoots backwards, back towards the green, and lands to the side of it. So then I chip one up and 2-putt for a 6.
Hey, it could have been worse.
Have either of you seen anybody in our group hit a good 60 degree?
Not, the odds are not with us on that shot, I would say.
Man, Potts is so proud of his, and I don't think he's ever hit a good shot with it. I don't know that he even uses it now.
I mean,
I was like, when he said he got it, I was like, man, just throw it away now.
I was going to say,
like
the courses we play and the time of year we play, I mean, this is, I would say that's an after Memorial Day club because you got to have a little grass under it. You know what I mean?
See, I feel like I'm money from the fairway with it. A full swing I can make. It's the chip I have a problem with.
Do you dig the leading edge in?
I usually catch it thin.
So does
As
it
does-
bounce up and hit the ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I grab the bounce and the bounce pops it back up into the ball. I think I break my wrists is my problem. If I held my wrist constant, I think I'd be okay.
Everybody I've seen hit them, including myself, hit them about 150 yards. They're not very high in the air, but they're 150
inches
yards
off the
down.
ground.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
bastards will roll if you hit them right.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, they will. Like that one meme. I don't often hit the 60 degree 150 yards unless I'm in the green side bunker.
So my wedges I've got are 50, 54, and 58. I don't quite have a 60.
Yeah. So you thought at a 58 that would keep you in the safe zone?
Yeah, yeah. Anything with a 5 in front of it, I'm
Yeah.
okay with. I
Well,
saw something. Was it Rick Shills or one of those guys on YouTube had a 70-degree wedge? Did you see that?
no.
Wow.
I haven't watched the video yet. It keeps popping up in my feed, but I want to see what possible use that could be.
If you want to hit it full swing 30 yards,
Yeah.
all right. So with that, what did you guys, what's your favorite hole out there at the Buffalo Rock? Because you definitely got some different ones. You got trees with a lot of holes, 2 holes with trees in the fairway.
Yeah, those are not my favorite ones. I kind of like number 10.
Describe 10 to us.
It's a dog leg back to the left. I think it's 360, something like that. I mean, it's basically just a Perry Maxwell, got a big tree on the left corner of the dog leg. And if you can hit a little bit of a draw, you can, take it around the corner and have a 110-yard shot to the green.
Yeah. Is that the one with the 3 pines on the right side?
Maybe.
Yeah. Cause I think I hit one and almost hit it to the tee box on 11.
Oh yeah, on the right side.
Yeah. Cause you can blow through that fairway pretty easy.
Yeah. You gotta move the ball a little bit to the left to get it to take that corner.
Yeah. But it's a sharp corner because you can't you can't cut it. You've got to turn it. That's a good hole. It's a good hole. Chuck, how about you? I know it's not the par 315.
No. I kind of like that. I kind of like 7, that straightaway par 5 that runs down the road.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just kind of like the way it goes down the hill and back up, and
that skinny little creek at the bottom.
Yeah, there's nothing special about the hole. I just kind of like it.
Yeah, that's one of those. I lost a ball in that creek. I mean, it's a foot wide and 2 inches deep. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm going to have to go with. I think I'm going to have to go with 9. 9 is very classic to what you would kind of expect to see at like Southern Hills. It's the dog leg right, big up the hill, got the greenway at the top. It's got a little creek at the bottom you got to be careful of. I think I like that. I like that kind of design where you've got to move the ball a little bit, got a little bend to it. It's got a little up and down, some elevation changes you got to deal with. So that would be me. I hit the green and then 3-putted there, so it wasn't great. I think I went long. I had a problem this weekend about going long. I kind of Icarito'd a lot of stuff, kind of went nuke on them.
They've got a lot of good holes over there.
Yeah.
I like playing over there. I'm glad we put that in the rotation.
It's only about 30 minutes longer than our
like
normal courses.
And nobody's even mentioned the fact that you and Warren actually rode together again this year. I could have sworn that was never going to happen.
No, that was the one where he dog cussed me the whole second 9 because I didn't let him quit at the turn, and then the whole way home.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot nicer course when the sun's shining.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's not busy. There was nobody there.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know if you guys got there early enough, but there was an old guy in there. He was probably, late 70s, close to 80. He's probably one of those guys that plays out there at 8 o'clock every morning, every day of the week. But he gave me the side eye. I mean, no matter where I walked in the clubhouse, back to the car, he was always right there just glaring at me. I'm like, oh God, and maybe he knows about that buffalo last year.
He's like, you ain't from around these parts, are you, boy?
Big city Tulsa fellas come over here.
All right, so let's
tea times.
Let's get us some results here. In third place, tied for fourth place, we'll go to, man, there's 3 guys tied for fourth. Chuck, you tied for fourth along with Carey and Johnson, 2 gloves. You were at the top of the leaderboard at one time, strong in front.
Yep.
You were kicking everyone's ass until I guess it was that par 3. I didn't know what had happened.
Well, I started I lost a ball on like number 11, and then I just started having bogeys and doubles, but then I fell apart on that par 3.
Yeah. And so then, go ahead.
No, I just gonna say it weren't good.
No. But, that's it. That's 3 guys that were net 3 over, 4 guys. No, 3 guys tied for fourth. Then we had 2 guys tied for second. That was Guy and Scholes. The Shockers tied for another 2, got 7 points out of it. He did have a little hissy fit. He was a little worried about the fact that the leaderboard was one thing and that the final scores came in another thing. It's a whole thing. I'm not really sure how that happens continuously.
Was that Guy or Schultz?
It was Schultz.
Okay.
He thought he should have had solo second, but Guy's handicap between what it used in the leaderboard and what the final one used, it was right. I mean, I checked the math against what his handicap is. There was a stroke difference.
How does that keep happening?
I think on that course, didn't they adjust it? I think the handicaps were adjusted.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that or the fact that I set up all these tournaments so long ago that it sometimes has stale handicaps in there. And if I go in there, I can refresh them or something.
Gotcha.
Well, but I think, and I may be wrong, but I forget how what they say. The numbers that we see on our grant are our handicap index, but then it adjusts to the course you're playing. Like right now, I think I'm at a 15, which I'm moving in the right direction. Sorry, check that. I'm a 16.2.
Yeah.
But if I were to go to Southern Hills and play, I get about 2 more strokes. I'd be about a 19. See, I was a 15.3, and they may have adjusted it today, but yesterday I was a 15.3, and somewhere I read or heard that there was an adjustment yesterday.
Yeah, they adjust it for the course, and that happens. But I think the problem is their starting point for Guy was wrong. It wasn't using his 22.5 that it should.
We need to see if we can figure that out because, like when I was on the tee box, when I put in my score on 17, I thought I was like 4 behind.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to continue to keep looking at it, try to get something figured out because I know it's frustrating for people. It seemed like it was working really well, or maybe we just didn't pay that much of close attention in the past. It was never that close a competition until now, and now it seems like it's every week it's a big deal. I do know, I believe that once you hit submit, it goes and it pulls your current handicap and does it all correctly. So I think those numbers are right. So, well, with that, Guy and Schultz got second place, and then our own Joe Gilbert, another victory.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I don't think I knew that I ended up in first until the third group finish, maybe.
Yeah.
And Kerry Odd was like, "What the hell?" He's like, "How did you get in first?" Like, dude, I don't know. I thought I was probably, maybe in second or third.
Yeah. Well, I knew I wasn't anywhere near that, so I wasn't really paying attention too much. But yeah, I think there's some updates there. I don't know. I still think it's a good app. I'm just I don't know how to get this fixed. We got to get this fixed. But it's hard to kind of tell them, hey,
maybe we just don't do the leaderboards until the week of or something.
And maybe that's it. I just need to delete them out and then rebuild them every week.
Because it seems like whenever you play, your handicap adjusts at midnight, after your round, right?
Yeah. So I honestly do. I think overall the scores are right. So let's look at our season standings. We've got Guy has moved into third place. I'm sitting in third place at 33 points. Jason's at 55, and Joe, you're at 58.
By the skin of my teeth, Schultz started handing me the fireball at about number 12 yesterday. He's trying to take me out.
We are 8 tournaments in right now. And we just played our 8th tournament. Right now you have 58 points. Just for a point of reference, Chuck, you won last year after playing 14 tournaments at 61 points.
Joey G's on fire.
Well, hell, I'm just chasing Schultz every week.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys are staying so consistent. I think Schultz is the one that really surprises me.
I think 3 of the times I've won, I've only won by a stroke.
Yeah.
And the group of people within 5 shots of the winning score this year is amazing. It's like everything's finally kind of fallen into place, and it's, everybody's got a shot every week, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the top and the bottom now in net scores is not, it's pretty close. All right, so let's go ahead and we are taking this week off because we do have the PGA Championship. A lot of people going out there, but we will be coming back the next week to play at
late afternoon round at Meadowbrook.
Yeah, the midnight round at Meadowbrook. It's the exact opposite of Buffalo Rock that was at like the breakfast. We were sitting there eating breakfast and teeing off. Our tee time consistency is all over the place. All right. Well, with that, you know who picked the number 1 player this last week? That would be myself. I picked Joe. I mean, look, when you're on a good horse, you just got to keep riding it. I'm taking Joe again.
Okay. I've got 2 things that have been consistent for me. I've worn the same hat every time I've won, and I've picked Jason Schultz. So I'm picking Schultz again.
And these, just officially, these are our high noon picks of the week. New sponsor, unsanctioned.
I'm going to take, I'm taking my boy, Guy McCune. He's due a victory.
Yeah, we really need some variety.
The dark horse pick this week at Meadowbrook in 2 weeks, I guess. You gotta think Hoffman.
Oh,
doesn't he typically play pretty well out there?
He does. You're right.
Yeah.
But hell, he may not play. Who knows?
Well, that's true. That's true.
He said he has baseball till the middle of June. So he did have his bride out coaching first base yesterday. After he told her that he was going to stop and play golf on his way back from Dallas. Apparently he forgot to tell her that.
Uh-oh.
If his kid isn't drafted in the first 3 rounds, imagine the laugh we're going to have at his expense for missing all these SMGL events.
This was your priority?
As it turns out, this is his last year's kids playing baseball. He's going full-time golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then he'll be caddying every week.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be Xander. He'll be like Xander's dad, chasing him around.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think Mikkel's maybe a little more of a Earl Woods type.
Yeah. Dad, why do we need an RV at the driving range? Son, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
For private lessons. But Dad, you're not a coach. Don't worry about it.
I'm coaching.
Do we have time for a joke of the week if I can find it?
I think so. I think we'll close this one with a good old joke of the week.
Let me see if I can find it. I put it on the Sandy McFittish. Oh, this is a bad one. Okay, one day a young boy comes home from school and says, "Dad, what's the difference between hypothetically and realistically?" He said, "Okay, son, go ask your mom if she would sleep with another man for $1 million." He said, "Okay." He said, "Now go ask your sister if she'd sleep with a man for $1 million." And the kid goes, "Okay." And he comes back and he's like, "Dad, I'm still not sure the difference." He said, "Son, here's the difference."
And they both said yes, right?
Hypothetically, we're sitting on $2 million. Realistically, we live with 2 whores.
Oh, that is a good one to close us out. Joe G's been working on.
I don't make them up. I just read them.
All right. With that, we're out of here. We appreciate you guys listening, and we will see you next week. Talk to you later. Bye.